Hey guys, welcome to my sourdough series. Today we are making sourdough hamburger buns. I wanted to show you my first attempt at these sourdough hamburger buns and see together how they come out. And unfortunately, I used all our eggs this morning at breakfast, so I'm not letting that stop me. The recipe calls for 2 eggs, but I don't have any. So I'm going to grind up some flax seeds and make some flaxseed eggs, which is just a tablespoon of water and a tablespoon of flaxseed meal. And you mix it up, let it sit there for a little while, allow the seed to expand some, and then you can just use it as mock eggs. A 1.5 cups of warm water. So I'm gonna get a little pot and warm it up on the stove. I prefer to do that than get the hot water coming out of the sink. We live out in the country, who knows what is in those pipes, and hot water just loosens it and puts it in your food. So I get cold water and warm it up on the stove top, and I need a 1.5 cups. Now it calls for 5.5 cups of flour. I mill my own wheat berries, soft white wheat, and so I'm gonna use probably 3 cups of this and 2 cups of white unbleached all-purpose flour. Kids put the dishes away yesterday and I can't find my bread dough hook. They're shooting bow and arrow right now. Let me go ask them if they remember where they might have put it. Haha! So a 1.5 cups. And I always wait to add the last 1/2 cup of recommended flour just in case it gets too dense. I'd rather have a stretchy dough that I can add flour to than all the flour and then to find that it's way too dense and gonna be like hard to work with. So after this is well mixed, if I think I need another 1/2 cup of flour, I will add the all-purpose unbleached flour. Almost forgot our our flax eggs. I am not going to add the extra 1/2 cup of flour. I think that is perfect dough consistency right there. I'm gonna let it knead a little longer and then leave it to rise until tonight before dinner. So that's it for now. I'll show you what it looks like in about 7 hours and we will bake. So instead of 7 hours, I did 4.5 because I think the active yeast that I added to it made it rise much more than it would have risen in just 4.5 hours. And I kind of think we could have omitted the yeast, but since it was my first time trying the recipe, I didn't want to play with it. Next time I'm gonna omit the yeast and see what happens. See how this goes. I'm gonna let them rise and maybe 2 hours or so, and then we'll bake them and see how big they get. So these definitely got close together and they look more like dinner rolls, but the texture is awesome. So I'm really happy about the texture, and I think that this is the perfect size bread for me for a hamburger. Next time I would like to try a different recipe, or maybe even the same recipe without the yeast. I feel like it would have been fine without the yeast. And I'll space them out further so that they look more like an actual hamburger bun. And I'll probably make them a little bigger because, well, around this size. I really like this size. So. Oh